There was a Yid, his name was Saul Teichman. He passed away a couple years ago. He lived in LA. Very, very wealthy. And Saul was there for everyone. And he never had an assistant, whoever was there, to be his attendant. You can go straight to him. And they once asked him, Saul, you have so many people coming to you. Why don't you have an attendant? Why don't you have someone to, block you off or protect you? He said, I went through the Holocaust. I was in Munkach, and the Nazis came in 1944, and they sent us to Auschwitz. And I had no idea what Auschwitz was. And I was waiting on the line, and the line was Mengele, and he was telling people to go to the right and to the left. And I'm waiting on this line, and this man walks over to me and says, what's your name? I said, Saul. He says, where are you from? I said, Munkach. He said, me too. He was a man around in his 50s. And he said, how old are you, Saul? See, he said, I'm 17. He said, no, you're not. He says, I am. I was born in 1927. The man said, no, you weren't. You were born in 1925. And Saul says, it's not true. I was born in 1927. The man said, I was at your bris. I remember you were born in 25. So Saul says, it's not true. And the man says, how would you know? You were a baby. You don't know. He's like, you're right. He says, my father told me. The man says, your father? He made a mistake. It was 1925. And Saul says, it was 1927. And suddenly they're fighting. And Saul says, we're on the line to Auschwitz. What are you talking about? And the man says, I know. Will you stop being so stubborn? I was there at your bris. You were born in 25. When were you born? And Saul said, 1925. He said, good. He said, he walked through the line and he disappeared. Gone. 3 minutes later, he's in front of Mengele. Mengele says, when were you born? He said, 1925. He said, go to the right. Now the rule was anyone 16 and over always went to the right. That day, he found out anyone under 19, anyone born after 25, was sent to the gas chambers. He said, I got through the war, I came to America, I got married, I invested, I became wealthy. And I was thinking in my 40s, why am I here? What's my job? And I realized that in my darkest moment, Hashem sent me a Malach. Now whether he really was a Malach, or whether he actually was from Munkach, and he found me that moment, and then he disappeared on the line, it's irrelevant. But that moment, Hashem sent me a Malach. In my darkest moment, Hashem sent me a Malach. I want to be a Malach for every person in their darkest moment. Whether it's financially, emotionally, psychologically, physically, I always want to be that Malach for anyone who's going through any type of darkness.